So you're a guy, you're a jacker, you masturbate on a daily basis for years, watching all this shit. When you're touching her, you're not touching her, you're touching the porn doll in your mind. And you're treating her like this, even though you're not even trying to do that, that's what you're doing. You're so conditioned to masturbate on images, and you're aroused by certain angles of pictures, of lighting and sounds and whatever the fuck you've addicted your system to. And now you're seeing her and she's kind of the screen. And you're projecting your porn shit on her. And you're touching her, approaching her and fucking her as if you're in the porn movie yourself. And you have no connection with that there's an actual person. That person has feelings, emotions, a past, a future, a potential. None of that is there. You're literally masturbating in her. And then you wonder why relationships between men and women are plummeting and nobody wants to interact with one another, because it's disgusting. Imagine I'm a girl. Imagine I'm a girl. Imagine I'm a girl. Fuck. Let's, for fun, okay? Imagine I'm a girl and I'm a virgin and I know nothing about sex besides what I saw on TV, which is untrue, but I don't know anything. And I meet a guy, let's say I'm 16 and I meet a guy, he's 18, and there's a form of affinity, and now for some reason we want to have quote unquote sex. And this guy, that's my first experience. When he's kissing me, he's not really kissing me, he's porn kissing me. When he's touching me, he's not really touching me, he's porn touching me. When now he's gonna fuck me, he's not fucking me, he's porn fucking me. And this idiot, he's most likely a virgin, or maybe he has very little experience, and he's treating me, he's acting like he's a porn star, which has... You're getting your sexual education from a porn star. We'll talk about porn stars and pornography in depth another time. But you're getting your sexual education from a porn star, which has got nothing to do with reality. If one thing is for sure, pornography is not reality. I think we can all agree with that, including porn stars who know that they're selling fantasy. So this fucking 18-year-old idiot who's been masturbating at least for 3 to 4 years is enacting pornography on a little girl who's self-conscious. She's self-conscious for 1,000 reasons, starting with culture. But she's self-conscious because she doesn't know herself. She doesn't know her body. She doesn't know nothing about sexuality. She doesn't know anything about human man and woman relationships. She doesn't know about pleasing a man, not pleasing a man. She doesn't know anything. And now here you are, and she's there in the most awkward scene. And let's pretend she's not over quote-unquote sexualized, trying to be a porn star herself. And she's just there, scared shitless. And that's the truth. Intimidated by the whole scene, the awkwardness of it. Everything is weird. On top of that, who knows who's going to arrive at home at any point in time. Everything about it is tenseful. And here you are getting at her, treating her like she's a piece of meat. And this is her first experience of sex. Now, this is not to say poor girl. This is to say, well, imagine what's the result of that? What's going to happen to her in her next relationship and the next and the next and the next? And what about you? That's for you. You the man now. You the man now because you enacted a porn scene. Yet, you know nothing of sexuality. Zero. You think you know sexuality because you watched the porn, and then you think you know sexuality and you're the man now because you enacted the porn. But you don't know sexuality. We know that she doesn't know. You never took the time to discover, really. You never took the time to feel yourself, feel your body, feel the nuances, feel the dance between you and her. None of that. You've discovered nothing. All you did is try to enact the pornography because in your mind you're so stuck up and all you want to do is come like you saw in the porn. Like you live when you masturbate. If you were not consuming this shit and you were a little more sane, you wouldn't treat her this way, not because you're like a gentleman, because you would be sensitive to yourself to realize that you yourself feel awkward, you yourself feel shy, and you yourself want to go at a certain speed so that you can discover how things work. If that's your like sane. When you're insane and out of balance, you want to get things over with as fast and quick as possible, thinking that that's courage. Courage means take your time, explore, discover, feel, back and forth, feedback loop, etc., etc. So this is the experience of that girl and look at your experience also. And if you're really honest, and I remember very vividly, so I was a jacker just like you, and I remember my first sexual experiences, and the first thing that came in my mind, I'm like, that sucks. That's the first thing I remember. I remember it so vividly. I'm like, that's it? Because the porn was so much more arousing, so much better. It was so much more fucking fulfilling. And then I got a girl, she got nice little tits, the whole thing, and I got my feeling, and that's what I think. I'm like, that's it? That's all, that's it? That's all it is? Whoa. So that begins to be your sexual experience. It's very shallow and absolutely unsatisfactory, which means you're going to need to escalate it. You're going to need more intense. But all of this is due, we've said it before, due to energy being stuck, unable to circulate due to a bunch of reasons, and an addiction to these images that have conditioned your mind and made you essentially into an idiot. With all due respect, a total fucking moron. And to make it worse now, they want to convince the woman that she wants to be equal to you because she's not inferior. She also can consume porn and satisfy herself. So that moron now, the woman, is consuming porn and coming at you, trying to show you what she's able to do. So you got a little girl who's 15 years old, 14 years old, who's going to give you head now. So you got a 14-year-old boy at a party, half drunk, with a 14-year-old girl, or 13, or 12, or 10, or 9, I don't know how fucking young you'll go for, who now, you haven't even kissed, she doesn't even know your name, maybe she does, and now she's going to go down on you and suck your cock. This is the world we live in. She's going to suck, what the fuck, what does this little thing know about sucking a cock? And you, what do you know about sucking a cock? Being sucked on. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. We're not doing the homo version today. What do you know about getting sucked on? What the fuck is that about? What nonsense is that? And you people call that sexuality. That's not sexuality. That's absolute total fucking sadness and perversion. And it's all due to this fucking shit that people consume and the fact that everybody's sexual energy is so stuck and nobody wants to address the real subjects. And most likely they don't have solutions to it either. Now, zoom out for a second and pretend that this is your daughter. Just for fun. Imagine, so somebody is going to treat, so you know your daughter, I've said this before in other videos, so you have a daughter, let's say you've watched her grow up, you've watched her go through all kinds of heartaches, you watch her with her self-consciousness, she feels overweight and she's skinny like a finger. This is your daughter, you love her, you know her. And some fucking idiot, like you, who's so, and the idiot is not necessarily a bad guy. Most people are good people. Some are fucking pricks, but he's just an idiot due to the fact that he's uneducated, he's ignorant, and he thinks he's cool on top of that. Like, it's not that you're ignorant, it's enough. No, it's ignorant, clueless, brainwashed by TV, and he thinks he's cool. Now that's the height of stupidity. Now that fucking idiot, with his hair and whatever style that he has, and right? Like this would-be man, he's not even a young man, he's a byproduct of culture and brainwashing and filth. He's going to go hang out with your daughter, that's your daughter, that you love and cherish, and he's going to treat her like that. And you tell me, of course you're going to want to kill him. You're going to want to kill him, you don't necessarily know why, because he's treating her like a doll. This is not to say women are not dolls. That's not what I'm fucking saying. So don't fucking twist it around. It's to say that this is how people treat each other. This is not about women. It's about how people treat each other. It's due to the conditioning that is supported in the most part by mainstream culture. Pornography is supporting this, and then we've addressed 1,000 times now. Energy is stuck. We're fine. But this is how it is. So her first sexual relation is in this way. It's technically she's being violated in every way possible except rape. But she's being violated in every aspect of her femininity. It's being raped and disrespected. And this is her first experience. I highly doubt that it's a satisfactory experience, but she's going to go and say to her little girlfriends how amazing it was, because she has to now maintain the front that she is a sexual expert, because that's what life is about. So this little idiot who doesn't know shit all is a sexual expert. And then now what's she going to do? She's going to be scared and wounded. And then she's going to try to develop strategies to have control over situations. And they're going to want to learn certain techniques so that the next time she's in a relation with a guy, she's in charge. And she can, quote unquote, please him. She doesn't want to please him. She wants to be in control because she doesn't want to be abused. Not that the guy is bad and is an abuser. The situation, everybody's abused, but you understand what I'm trying to say. I'm not taking the side of the girl or the guy. I'm just painting a picture. I'm talking to you men about the woman's. So now she's going to try to adjust the game and put it on her, take control. And how's she going to do that? Dealing with an idiot who's a masturbator. So she's going to try to become a form of a porn star and try to give you what she thinks you want and what you think you want because you're a moron. Which is going to disrespect her even more now because now she has to pretend that she knows what she's doing and starts acting like a porn star. All of it, everybody wants to be a porn star. I'm like, it's a porn star. You want to go back in time 100 years and ask your grandparents what they think about a person who has sex and gets paid? There's nothing glamorous about being a porn star. What world do we live in where porn stars are glamorized? I don't want to disrespect a porn star. A porn star can do whatever the fuck he wants or she wants. A hustle is a hustle. It's your fucking life. I have nothing to say, but you can't glamorize a porn star. It's a porn star. This person has sex to get paid. I'm like, clearly that person has a sexual issue, being that that's what they do to get paid. Like, that's all you are, a penis, a vagina? And let's pretend that's not that. Now you're an actor and then you're living your dreams and accomplishing and achieving success. Well, get the fuck out of here, man. I don't want to disrespect nobody. We got to say things honestly because the facade of success can just disguise deep down traumas and behaviors. Now, I don't want to talk about pornography. I'm trying to say that. So the guy's trying to emulate the porn, the girl's trying to emulate the porn, and that's the relationship. So sexuality is based on porn education. Stop a minute and look into who's inventing the porn, who creates the porn, and why. If you don't want the why, fuck the why for now. I'm like, this is a porn. This is not reality. It's like Superman and Batman. This is fiction. You can't base reality on fiction, and this is what young people who become eventually the adults base their sexuality, which is the basis of the human experience, on. No wonder everything's fucked up. And I'll push it one step further. That is why more and more people, men and women, do not want to engage with one another. Statistics show it. They don't want to hang out. They do not want to have sex because it's a traumatic experience. No fucking kidding, it's a traumatic experience. No kidding, it's a traumatic experience. It's just as traumatic for the guy as for the girl. Now the guy has to behave like he's the man and he's a superstar of sexuality and he knows it perfectly so he can impress the girl who's going to then go spread the gospel of his performance. Like we're going to talk about the guy's side. So you come in the scene, you have to act like you are the supreme man. You are like you've made sex 1,000 times and you are the giver of orgasms because you know what an orgasm is, like if you actually did. You don't know fuck all. Now the girl is now, once she understands a little bit the game, she understands how she can control you, and it's exactly like that she's going to control you by making you a doll and evaluate your performance and compare it to potential other men or the men she's had. So now she's got you, and then she's going to spread your name to the community of bitches who are going to look at you or laugh or desire you. So you come in there, I don't know how you get a boner, considering this is like you're in front of an audience. And now you got to perform, not knowing fuck all. You don't even have the space to learn, right? I don't know about sexes. There's no problem about that. That's why I should learn. But you don't have a place to learn. You're already supposed to be a pro. Yet you haven't learned. You have no space to learn. And now you have to enact a pro, but you've never seen that. So who are you copying? These fellows and fellas in the fucking movies. And they are as far as possible from reality as humanly imaginable. So we got an issue. I don't hear a lot of people addressing this. I'm sure some people do, but it's a rare thing. Everybody gets offended because a lot of people are junkies. They consume. Bitches are now consuming porn. Even if they're not consuming porn, their mindsets are on that. They've developed compensations that give them a certain sense of power. They don't want to let those go. And everything I'm hinting to is always the same thing, and it's the thing nobody wants to address. I'm like, so what is sexuality, really, outside of these fetishes and fantasies? Well, for most part, people don't know, and they're scared shitless to it, because as I said, sexuality equals death. Sexuality is the death of your fake personality. It's going to confront you to your reality that you are immortal. So, nobody wants to deal with this. We've already covered this. This is a small recap. And in the meantime, people are being traumatized, and the trauma is increasing and getting worse and worse and worse, both on the men's side and the female side. So, if we zoom out once again, I'm going to tell you my opinion, and I've covered this in videos before. Look at the strategy. What's the end result? If we judge something by the end result, what's the end result? Man, confused about sexuality more than ever, so confused that he thinks he's a porn star, which is technically the equivalent of Deadpool. It's a figment of your imagination, it doesn't exist. And on the other side, you have the woman who's totally traumatized and aspires to be a stripper. What's the result? Everybody's confused, nobody wants to talk, and they're separated. That's the end result. Can we disagree? Nobody can disagree. And like I told you, my homeboy, the academic nerd, has the stats to show. So just the fact that I speak about his authority, his aura, should make you understand that he's got it, and you should believe it. But if you want, you can research it for yourself. But if he said so, he's right. I'm telling you, this dude is the man of statistics. The point is, the end result is men and women, as far as possible from one another. Men with himself and his sexual power, as confused as it's ever been and getting worse. Women with a sexual power, as confused as it's ever been. So, if my plan was to separate men and women from one another and separate them from their sexual power, I guess it worked. But that's a conspiracy, of course. But let's pretend there was no such conspiracy and there was a form of creature that wanted to hack into human society and steal sexual power for themselves. I would do it exactly like that. But you're the man, right? Food for thought. Next.